I'm not usually on first either. This is quite a thing. Just me and Craig. You and me, bro. Just quality time. Two bros just hanging out on the internet, am I right? We may be on Discord, but I think we're in perfect harmony, huh? It's not because Discord means when you're, yeah, but no, we're not discordant. Well, you're not really doing anything. This is just me. So, like, you're not even harmonic at all. Harmonica.
It's me.
Begin. Yeah, begin the Pokemon fight music, like dude, and it's like Wild Celine has appeared. Then I'm like, go, Craig,
Okay.
go.
That is like unbelievably fitting
Oh,
because the baby is the size of a Game Boy Color this week.
that's the comparison thing. And just to clarify, specifically a Game Boy Color.
Yes.
Interesting. Do they have other Game Boy sizes in there? So they did have quite a range, but
I had 1 week where it was like the old school Nintendo controller.
oh, that's cute.
Yeah. So, and like 1 week was a Tamagotchi, so it just kind of
Oh,
depends.
you mentioned that, yeah. That's kind of cute.
Like last week they were a burger phone,
Uh,
which
now, to be fair, I'm familiar with like the concept of that, like what it is, but I guess I don't know anything about like a real life example. So I don't that doesn't really give me a size
yeah.
comparison, I guess, unless it's roughly the size of like a regular hamburger.
Yeah, some of them are arbitrary. I just realized I didn't have my camera on and I was like making hand gestures.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's fine.
It's
I'm
fine.
fine ish.
Everything's fine. I was okay until like 5 minutes ago, right as I'm like, let's do a podcast. And I ate
We do
almost all
this.
of my food. And ironically, I'm drinking Caribou.
I love
But
caribou.
this is their new, I've never had these before, but it's a s'mores cold brew s'mores cream, cold whipped cream on top. It's so fucking good.
Oh,
Yeah.
all the things I want to
Mm.
try, but can't because I can't have too much caffeine.
Well, and that's where I was going. Is I was like, I was thinking about staying up later and playing video games and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I'll just get caffeine. I'm like, yeah, I need an extra large of espresso at
Give me the
7 at
biggest
night.
size you have.
But anyways, I got decaf and
Mm,
it's delicious. Yeah.
most of what I drink is decaf because I need
I'm
like my little morning routine coffee. So it's like, and I make it at home. So it's mostly decaf and then like a little scoop of caffeine.
just a smidge.
A bit.
As I've gotten older, I've been more conscientious of it. It's one of the I've been pretty lucky overall in terms of like milestones that make one feel older. And I have a number of friends who are hitting the like, oh, my knees are bad and I got
Yeah.
like arthritis and everything. And luckily, even being overweight and like doing a job where I walk a lot, my knees still seem to be fine. So like I'm doing pretty good. But caffeine is the worst for me where like I mean through high school into college we could stay up all night playing fucking video games, drink a whole like 24 pack of Mountain Dew between a group of dudes, chock full of caffeine, and then just pass right out when we were done gaming or whatever.
Yeah.
And by the time I was nearing 30 and like trying to be an adult, I'd have like one cup of coffee in the morning at my desk, and then by like 10 a.m., I'm like jittery and I'm like, what is this sensation?
Mm.
And it's
I
like, oh, it's
usually
caffeine.
I would get that at Starbucks if I had like too much coffee.
Yeah.
But I used to take our for here mugs and I would use that as my coffee cup so I didn't have to like keep dumping cups all the time.
What is a
And
for
like
here mug?
It's like just a white Starbucks mug that
You leave
people
at the store?
yes. So, I don't think I don't think most stores have them anymore, but people would order a cup of coffee for here, so then you'd put it in, like, a ceramic mug for them. It was
Oh,
our mug, so
okay.
it's not like they could take it, but
Right,
the
but
amount of
it's
times I would use it because I'm like, "Nobody uses it," and then someone would come up and be like, "I want my coffee for here," and then I'd have to explain to them that it was gonna take a few minutes because I was using the coffee cup and I needed to wash it first
wait a
before I could then make their
wait.
coffee.
Okay. I just need to regroup for just a second. So you mean like instead of the traditional coffee to go kind of thing with the cardboard or like paper cup, the top and whatnot, you have like regular ceramic mugs like a diner or something like that. But what you're telling me is you had one? You had one mug? Like a single individual
So,
mug.
I am gonna share with you what this mug looks
Okay.
like.
Where's my mouse?
Like this. It's a and on the handle it would say, it would be a little V for venti, G for
Okay,
grande, T for tall, and then we had cute little espresso ones,
sure.
and our store was down to, like, 1 venti, 2 grandes, 1 tall, and, like, 2 espresso cups
Okay.
because we dropped them and
Okay.
never
Okay.
replaced them.
That makes more sense. I was confused
So,
about like how you only had one because I'm like
that
that
is
seems
that is
really
how we only had
weird.
one, is that we dropped them, and then we're like, "But nobody uses them, so we don't need to replace these cups."
Got
Because
it.
the amount of times I
Right.
think you would get, like, 1 or 2 people who really wanted it in a season, and you'd
Yeah.
see them for a week and never see them again.
Right. And
So
I get
for
that too because even
2
people
weeks of
who
use out of the year
right. Well, and like I get that because even the majority of people who are going to be staying and working on their laptop or whatever, they're just gonna get it in the normal cup. So
yeah.
I was,
Or, like, they bring their own.
oh right, yeah,
We have
I
plenty of
actually do
people
that.
do that.
Yeah. When I always
Yeah.
feel bad because like then the whole cup's like the cup's gonna go to waste anyway. But I always feel like, is there any way you can make it in like a and then I can just pour it into my thermos? Because I always feel bad like throwing the cup away, but it's like what
No,
else am
you
I gonna
can it's as long as, like, your thermos is clean and you can hold on to the lid, they can put it in a cup.
oh, fair enough. I guess I always pre-order it too, so like I'm
Oh,
going out to
yeah.
my route, and so I just jump. That's it. I will keep that in mind though.
Yeah, give
I never
yourself,
thought to
like
ask.
yeah, if you give yourself some time and you're able to, like, walk in and you could say,
Yeah.
"I have a cup, can you put it in here?"
Okay.
99% of the time, they'll say yes.
They're just
I
like,
think
yeah.
the only time I told someone no was because, um, we couldn't get the lid off their cup, which
Oh,
seems like a ridiculous reason, but it
it's an
I
important
can't
reason.
remember what it was, like, we just could not get the lid off of the cup, and I was like, "Well, I can't technically use it?"
Right.
I'm like, "So
And
if you
they
can get
need
the
to
lid
hold it.
off," and
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
like, they couldn't, and they're like, "Yeah, I have no reason for that," and I'm like, but it's just different cup next time or,
yeah, or clean
figure
it
that out
because
and
what that sounds like to me is they're getting a fairly sugary drink every day, and it has slowly built up without, like,
yeah,
even
I
rinsing it.
honestly have
So
no
then and it just, like, sits in their car, and so they come in one day, and it is just cemented, and it's like, yeah, we bleh.
yeah, it's or, like, we've had people where, their mug was, like, really dirty and gross, and we're like, so we're gonna rinse this out, but we can't actually wash it for you,
Right.
so if it tastes weird, that's on you."
That would be I'd be like, "Yeah, I know. Just go for it."
Yeah,
The
most of the time it's people who like come in every single day. You see them regularly, and you're like, I know you cleaned this cup at some point.
Well, and I generally do a good job of keeping the inside clean, but over the course of like a month, especially in the summer, like I put on sunscreen and then I'm touching mail, and so my hands get all greasy and black, and I
Yeah.
wash them periodically throughout the day, and then I reapply sunscreen with clean hands. But I don't think about the fact that I'm constantly touching my mug, and so well, I don't have it in here; it's over there.
Your mug
But
gets like all
yeah, it
weird.
gets smudgy and stuff, and the bottom is kind of a forest green, like you might see in like a
Okay.
camo pattern, but the
Yeah.
top is sort of like an off-color cream, and so it's more or less white,
Okay.
and it shows everything. And so you can see the difference, like after I clean it, it goes from like dark gray to mostly like white again. And I'm like, oh my God.
Like, don't look at it,
Yeah, and I'm
please.
like, I've been drinking out of that. And I'm like, that
Don't
can't
look
be
at it.
good.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So
and
yeah, I
I
used to use those cups and then explain to people, and they're like, so I'm like, it's gonna be probably about 5 minutes for your drink. And they're like, why would it take so long? And I'm like, because I have to wash the mug.
the
So
mug.
like, if you want, I will give it to you in a different size and we'll have it ready in like a minute.
Yeah.
But if you really want this size, you just gotta wait for me to clean the cup. And that is, and like then trying to explain to them, and they're like, but why though? And you're like, okay, we only have like 3 cups, sir.
And this
And
doesn't
they're like,
usually
but
happen.
why do you only have 3? And I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Ask my boss. Like, we broke the other ones. Like, I really don't know what to
Do
tell
you
you. We just
do you
don't
happen
have
to
more.
right? Do you happen to know like how many you used to have? Like what a full set would generally be?
So most stores, from my understanding, is you're supposed to have 2 of every size,
Oh, well, okay.
which
That's
was
not a
always a
lot.
pain when you'd have those people that would come in and want that,
Yeah.
and then there's 3 of them.
I was just gonna say, yeah,
'Cause I
okay.
did have that happen, and then explaining that to them, and they're like, "Oh, that's ridiculous that you only have 2." And I'm like, "You are the only people who asked
Yeah.
for this."
I will say I would expect the general set to be four. Like just in case, because
Yeah.
mostly it's just going to be couples or individuals, but you are going to get that occasional three, and then every so often like there's that group of people that are like, let's go out and have coffee, and they want their to stay mugs, and they're like, we're all going to sit here until we finish it, so like we don't need them in the paper cups or whatever. So I feel
Yeah.
like every so often you'd have a group. Have you ever had like more than three people need the mugs or want the mugs?
No.
You're like,
I
oh,
have never had that happen.
no reason to have a three is rare enough.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah,
two is
yeah.
rare.
And it's like the 2 guys that, like, were coming in for the week found a friend, and then we're like, "Let's all go get coffee together." And they have to, like, just assuming we had enough mugs, and I kept telling them, I was like, "I can give you the size you want, it just won't be in the mug." And they're like, "But, like, I want the mug." I'm like, "Okay, well, these are the options available to you.
And they
A
wouldn't take
smaller
the
size, sorry."
right. Oh, they all wanted like the largest one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they
I
once they figured out that we had
literally two.
more of the, like, grande size,
Hmm.
we put one in a venti cup because they all wanted, like, the medium, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, just so you know, it's just gonna be a large cup because I have literally nothing else.
Yeah, that's that,
Sorry."
and I would totally like if I was the third guy, I'd be looking at these other two like it's not that important. Like I'll take the other mug. Like, can I
Oh,
just
they were,
have the
like,
other?
really unhappy about it, and I was like,
Really?
"If you
I mean,
wanted the mug experience, why did you go to Starbucks?" Like,
And that's like because
Why
they
did you not
wanted.
go to like the local coffee shop? Because
Yeah,
they'll do that. Like they'll do that all day long.
right.
Starbucks generally does not.
No, yeah, and I could see how they wanted their Instagram pic. They wanted the look of it going like right to the top with the pretty mug and like the blurred background of the rest of the coffee shop. That's what they wanted. And they're like, well, I can't do that now because I
Yeah.
don't have the right mug. It's nuts, but
Well, speaking of nuts, you want to talk
crazy.
about this cruise ship?
Yeah, that's totally what I had on the docket for today. That's exactly what I was expecting, and we're ready to go. So
Woo!
welcome everybody. This is Peculiar Pairings. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Matt.
I am Celine. Better than last week, but here.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think to mention. You sound much better actually. I forgot.
Yeah, it's funny because I was definitely better than this 2 days ago, and
Hmm.
now my asthma's like acting up again.
No.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for my inhaler, which I had to
Oh,
like
okay.
fight the pharmacy on,
Right.
which felt really dumb. Because the doctor I talked to that finally got me this inhaler was like, yeah, like it's not a preferred medication, but I don't want to give you
Right.
something else because I don't know how safe it is. I'm like, fair
Mm.
enough. I'd rather take something I know I can take that's been studied than something that's like, we don't know.
So you, like
Oops.
the issues with you getting one haven't been because of like insurance?
Oh, so
It's
this
actually.
was actually because of insurance
Oh,
today.
okay.
Or
Okay.
technically, I'll give you the full story. So Monday is when I talked
Yeah.
to the doctor and like went to the pharmacy and was like, "Hey, had someone send in medication." And they're like, "Yeah, so our system is down and
Oh.
like the region is down.
Oh my God.
So we cannot give you this medication today." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Can I get it tomorrow?" And they're like, "Totally." I'm like, "Great. That's going to give him enough time to like get the prior authorization all fixed." Cause he sent that through. Cause he's like, "This isn't a preferred medication. I'm going to make this easier. I
Oh,
already know
nice.
you need this."
Yeah.
Done. So then I went in Tuesday to pick it up and they're like, "Okay, here you go." And I'm like, "There's supposed to be two. Where's the other one?"
Oh
And
God.
they're like, let me check on that." And they're like, yeah, we're just waiting on insurance." I'm like,
Uh,
"Okay, I'm gonna deal
dude.
with this tomorrow." I'm like, "I'm not gonna deal with this right now." So then I called the pharmacy the next day. So Wednesday,
Mhm. Oh
yesterday.
yeah.
I
Oh
don't
yeah. It's
remember what day
Thursday.
it is. Called them yesterday and was like, "Hey, so about this medication, what exactly is the holdup?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, it's not a preferred medication, so we need a prior authorization from your doctor." And I'm like, Yeah, he sent one."
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like,
He
"He
he talked
did?"
about it.
And then I'm like, this must happen often enough that like they're just used to doctors not doing it.
Oh
And then
yeah.
they're like, "Hold on," checking it, and they're like, "Oh, it is here and it's approved." And I was like, "Okay, why did you not look?" "Oh,
Yeah.
whatever,
Right.
it's
What the
fine."
fuck? Yeah.
And then they're like, "And we don't have the medication." And I was like, "Okay." And they're like, "Well, we can have it here by Friday." So I am just hoping that it comes in tomorrow. And if
Yeah.
not, I will be calling them and being like, "So
What
where
the?
is it?
Yeah.
Because I need to take this."
Right. Yeah.
Especially
I.
because like I was doing pretty good this week. And then today and like
Yeah.
last night, I'm coughing so much more. And I'm like, yay, it's back.
Oh. Like I need. I now like I cannot stress this enough. I really, really need this. And
Yeah,
well,
I
we
need
can't.
it. The
Yeah.
baby needs it.
Yeah. I had a similar sort of thing happen, except instead of one missing, I had an extra because
Oh,
the medication I needed
take it and run.
was, well, yeah, it was like on back order. So they handed it to me, and or what they said was like, okay, so we can't fill 400 milligrams, but we do have on hand, and they're like, nobody has it right now. Maybe some other pharmacies have it, but like as far as we know, there's no supply for it at all. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, but we do have 350s and 100s, and we can sell you those like together. I'm like, oh, okay. And so they bring me these two, and normally it's like $40. And what I didn't think about is that even though it's the same dosage, they're separate pills. So they're
Yeah.
like, all right, and that'll be $85. And I'm like, what?
I totally thought you were gonna be like, and that will be $400.
Oh, it is America.
Yeah.
I could see them doing that too, where they're like, well, this one is the one you were prescribed, but this one's extra. And I'm like,
This one is
so
the
like,
non-preferred medication,
so you have to
so
pay out of
it's
pocket.
you're gonna pay out of
Yeah.
pocket for
And it's
it.
like, but it's the same dosage. But yeah, so next time I'm going to talk to my doctor because apparently the one that I had wanted when I went to actually pick them up had come in. So I could have gotten the
Ah.
400 or the 450. And
Oh,
I was like, oh, but they already had it. And I was like, I didn't even think about it until after I had already paid. And I was like,
of
oh,
course.
yeah, because she gave me the total, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. And she's like, well, this one's this, and this one's this. Yeah, and then you got this extra one. And I'm like, oh, right, cool. And I'm like, well, that's fucking bullshit. But yeah, so I'm like,
Yeah.
next time I'm just gonna try to wait for the regular single one because there's no reason for me to pay fucking double.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
ah,
so it's been,
crazy times. Crazy
and
times we live in.
I was gonna say, and again, well, because yeah, I was gonna go on a whole diatribe of like the one thing I'm looking forward to with the inevitable collapse of our society is maybe we can rebuild it better. Maybe we can rebuild a country without insurance, because at least medical
Yeah.
insurance. Yeah.
That would
But
be ideal.
speaking of crazy, crazy shit, Celine, what are we talking about this week?
We are going to be talking about the MV Hondius, which everyone is calling the Hantavirus ship,
The Hantavirus. And I,
or as I've been calling the pandemic cruise ship.
yeah, it's so when you texted me about this, my mind went to one thing because I think I knew what the ship was, but it happened during the pandemic. And it was that kind of famous. I mean, there was only like one cruise ship thing, but I don't remember anything about it really. So my mind focused on the pandemic. So our pairing for this week is basically any treat that involves sourdough bread and a delightful cold brew coffee. And Celine, do you have any idea how these would relate to our story this week?
I am going to guess that bread, because it is a safe thing to eat when you feel unwell,
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
and coffee, because I just feel like that's what you want to drink on a cruise ship. You have like your nice cup of coffee in the morning.
Honestly, yeah, both those are very close because I even looked up like sourdough can help with your digestion and stuff. And
Fight
the
that
only
seasickness.
yeah, well, yeah. So hope one would hope at least. And the one cruise that I've been on, I always love getting up and having a cup of coffee out on the like
On the
buffet deck.
deck.
But the main thing that got me here is because you had texted me that it was the pandemic cruise. And so I was just thinking about like what were we doing during the pandemic? Everybody was making
Oh, sourdough
sourdough. Yeah.
starters. Oh my God. Why did I not even, I didn't even think of that.
I think
Sourdough bread. It's all over
well,
the place.
yeah, yeah. So that's why I was like anything that includes sourdough. And apparently I didn't know about this one, but I guess a lot of people who are like addicted to iced coffee, they couldn't, especially early in the pandemic, everything was shut down, so they couldn't just like go to a coffee shop. So people were apparently scrambling to figure out ways to make their own cold brew coffee. And so two of the
Which
big things that came out of it were cold brew and sourdough bread.
it is, I'm gonna let you know, it's very easy to make cold brew at home. You
Oh,
just have to have um like a bag for the grounds
Mhm.
that's large enough to like steep in a container
Oh, okay.
and not like get the grounds all up in it.
Like a tea bag, like so
Yeah,
that it,
it's like
yeah,
you'd want like a yeah, like a tea
but
bag
enough,
for the coffee
right?
grounds.
But a big one, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that like you
Yeah.
can make a whole brew, a whole batch instead of like just a
Yeah,
cup.
basically like the same size you would make for like a large pitcher of iced tea for
Okay,
like
yeah,
like the big Lipton ones, you'd want like one of those
gotcha. Yeah,
for your iced coffee, and then let it sit for 20 hours. So you have to plan ahead
yeah.
because it has
Okay.
to sit for so long, and you want it to be more coarsely ground versus like fine, because if it's fine, it'll like seep through the filter for sitting
Oh,
that long.
gotcha. Okay,
That's the secret for cold brew.
interesting. So,
It's not anything crazy. Some people will get very specific beans for it. I don't think you have to do that
yeah,
personally, but that's
and
it's less acidic than regular hot coffee because
oh,
it
no
has to
kidding.
do with like the mix of like the hot water versus cold water.
Oh, okay. So there, yeah. So it's not just maybe even like a different flavor profile kind of thing. It is maybe more palatable to people who are sensitive to the acids of it. I didn't
It
know that.
also typically has like twice the caffeine as like a regular iced coffee.
There it is. Okay, it's like people are like, "There's, we can suck more
They're like
caffeine out of
scratching
this."
their skin and they're like, I
Yeah,
need my
exactly.
coffee.
Fucking pandemic. I can't.
I've met
During
those
like,
people. They come in the morning
oh
and they're
yeah,
like, coffee now. And you're like, hi, how are you? And they're like, venti coffee, no
yeah.
cream. And you're like, all right, here you go. Have a nice day. And then they walk away and you're like, I will just go fuck myself then.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't until my first office job that like I'd seen movies and TV shows where that was like a sort of caricature thing, or you see bumper stickers and posters of like "not until I've had my coffee," like blah blah blah. And I didn't know that that was like a real person in real life, where they're like they are literally a shitty person until they
Yeah.
have their coffee. And I've
Yep.
definitely experienced it where it's like I've forgotten to make coffee in the morning, and so like I have to
And you're
do
just like
my whole,
irritated.
yeah, and I'm just like, but it's not that like it's not like not having the coffee or the caffeine. It's just like it's my little comfort thing. And it's like as
Yeah.
I'm casing, but I don't think I usually like push that off onto other people. I don't think I like
No.
make it apparent that I mean I usually just tell people like I fucking forgot my coffee.
Yeah.
And then I just hate that for a minute and then I stop on my way out when I'm going to my route and I get some coffee.
Yeah. And then the world is fine.
Yeah. So maybe I am literally just describing that thing happening to me, and I'm in denial.
It's
It
just a very
sounds
mild version.
maybe, yeah, maybe that's it. It's I don't
Yeah.
play into it too much.
Yeah. So I have a
All
lot of
right.
sources for
Oh,
today.
okay. I'm excited.
As it's for anyone who does not know, this is a very happening right now kind of thing. So things are developing still. So I would say there's a chance that by the time this episode is published, like things have even happened that are different from what we're saying. So, we're going with what we have May 7th as far as information. May
Oh,
7th, 2026.
I was gonna say, didn't
Um,
because I am this happened during the pandemic. Are they just
no,
like,
this is happening right now.
oh, now I can see why you're confused? Because okay, you know what? You just go ahead and I'll figure this out
Okay.
as
I'm
as
gonna
we
say
go
once I
along.
start going, I think you will know what I am talking about
Okay, interesting.
and why I am calling it myself the pandemic cruise ship. So my
Okay, got it.
sources are New York Times, CBS News, CDC, um, WHO, PBS, CNN, NBC. So lots of news sources. So to give you an overview of what is going on in the world today, we have a Dutch cruise ship. That's the MV Hondius. They departed from Argentina in early April with about 150 passengers and crew members, which is really small for a cruise ship, by the way. when most cruise ships have 2 to 3,000 people. And you are muted.
Boy, that made a lot more sense. It's like, well, because then I kept stopping because I'm like, well, I don't want to talk over her. And then you
Yeah.
kept going, and I'm like, am I didn't even think that you couldn't hear me. And I'm like, I'm supposed
I
to
can
have
see
the
your
same
mouth moving
position.
and then no noise coming out. I was like,
I'm
eh.
Well, and my mic has a little ring on it, so I'm usually I have it kind of pointed at me so that I can tell if it's red, which means muted.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
just
yeah.
anyway, I just want to make sure that I'm on the same page. There was some kind of cruise disaster that happened between like 2019 and 2021, wasn't there? There were people like on a
Ye
cruise ship that got like marooned or something. They were like stuck on the ship, and it was during the pandemic, I think.
I believe so. I believe I know which one you're talking about. This is a different ship.
Right, no, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, when you said the pandemic ship, I thought the cruise ship from 5 years ago. I had no idea that. So this is all like not just me not being up to date on like shit that had happened at that time. I literally never heard of this. So
This
this
is
is
why I'm
about
excited about it
as
because
new to me. Huh.
this is an ongoing thing, and I have so
Okay.
many thoughts,
Well, that's
which
why I
we
was
will get
lost.
to.
Yeah, that's why I was lost because I'm like, they're just now investigating things. But okay, so this is
Yeah.
literally happening
So,
right now.
yeah,
Cool.
like I said, 150, which includes passengers and crew members, that feels very light for a cruise ship. That's a
Yeah, for sure.
and granted, I don't know what the size of this ship is, so
Right. It
this
potentially
is
could be
doesn't
just
help.
a small ship, but like you
Yeah.
usually think of like the Disney Cruise Line, which is like 1,500 people, I think, at least.
Those hold closer to 2 to 3,000
Oh my
guests,
God.
let
Oh,
alone,
right.
with the crew, it's probably closer to 5,000 people
Yeah. Okay.
or
God
3 to
damn.
5,000 people, depending on how busy it is.
Yeah. So this is like multiple orders of magnitude bigger. Well, maybe not. Either way, like this is
Yeah.
150. That's teeny tiny.
Yeah. Which it's in the end, I think that's gonna be a way better thing that it's 150 people and not several thousand. But,
Oh boy.
part of
Foreshadowing.
their stops on this cruise is Antarctica, the Falkland Islands, South Georgia Island, Nightingale Island, Tristan da Cunha, St. Helena, and Ascension. So
Okay, I
these
don't know
are
where.
all in, like, around South America
Okay,
area
that
going up.
damn. I was gonna say Antarctica. That's pretty far from anywhere. I know that it's a 4 hour flight from the tip of Chile. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, yeah. So if it's like a week-long cruise or something, that would, oh man, I didn't know there were Antarctic cruises. Let's do an Antarctic cruise. That sounds awesome.
Ooh.
After the baby.
Well,
Not like,
I
yeah,
mean,
not
if you
like
can
right
even get me on a cruise ship.
now. You not want to go?
I am, like, very anti-cruise,
Okay. So
mostly because that's an easy place for people to disappear, and then after this, I don't know.
oh, fair enough. Fair. Okay. Well, Gabriel and I will coordinate. We'll give you a
You
glass of
get
milk that, yeah, and then you'll just wake up on a cruise ship.
oh
And
gosh.
then we will learn just how bad of an idea it was to deceive you. And then he and I will be the ones that disappear.
Oh dear. So this ship had an outbreak of Hantavirus after departing from Argentina. And the ship headed to Cape Verde, where officials did not allow any passengers to disembark.
Probably good call.
So I think they've been doing this since they realized, oh shit, I don't know if we can get people off this ship.
Oh
They've
yeah.
been trying to keep people busy with like watching movies, socially distanced activities.
Right,
When
right.
they're eating, they have to sit every other chair,
Which
kind of taking us back to 2019, 2020
I was
COVID
I was just gonna
distancing.
say, yeah, like you'd assume that you're kind of used to this, so it's weird how quaint this kind of feels, like 5 years after like the big thing. So,
Yeah.
and I'm just
They have
reading up
hand
on the
sanitizer everywhere.
right, masks and like you say, social distancing. I was just reading up on it, and I'm like, That does not sound good at all, especially since it's primarily spread by rodents through droppings and stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
So passengers are currently waiting for authorities to find a solution for them.
Wow.
And according to a Jordanian travel influencer, Kasim Hato, and this is from an interview with New York Times, morale is high on the ship. Is that they're waiting around, but morale is high and people are doing all right.
Yay.
We got some positivity there. So, they
Good. Yeah, they're
use
keeping
that.
high spirits. Nice.
And whew, excuse me. Their first fatality on the ship was a 70-year-old Dutchman.
Oh.
And this happened on April 11th, which I did watch a video of it from another travel blogger.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to see, I am pretty sure I wrote down, yes. Let's I did not write his name, but this was on the NBC website, so I'll make sure to
Okay.
link that. That he shared a video of the captain telling passengers on the ship that someone had died after like the first death
Oh,
and was like basically didn't keep anyone well informed of what the actual situation was
sure.
and made it seem like he had died of old age,
Oh no.
which
Okay.
my fun fact for you for the day is that every single cruise ship has some sort of like small morgue
Oh.
because who takes cruises frequently?
Right. Usually retirees.
Retirees
They've been waiting
and
their whole life to take that Alaskan cruise.
and
Things
old
are,
people like to
yeah,
die.
yeah.
I wow, that sounds really bad when I say old.
They like
Old people are just waiting to die. It's
I know where
it
I'm
is something
going.
that's just very common on cruises that someone
I'm
who is older
I'm hoping people
dies of old
understand what you
age.
meant by like to like as a group they are
Yes.
not want to they have a higher tendency
Yes, they have a higher
like
predisposition of death. And so in the video, it basically makes it seem like he died of old age, like, oh, this happens, like, not a big deal.
such a tragedy, but he, who wouldn't want to die on the open sea? He died like a
Yeah.
sailor, a man
So
on the
then in
Titanic.
late April, I believe it was the 25th or 26th, kind of around there,
Oh
30
wow.
passengers disembarked at remote South Atlantic island of St. Helena. So
Okay.
one of their stops along the way, 30 people get off. That's the end of their journey on this ship.
Okay, get the fuck out of here. And
And then the wife of the man who died, our first fatality,
yeah.
she became ill and
Oh
she
no.
passed on April 26th in Johannesburg. And
Oh.
she was attempting to fly home to the Netherlands.
Oh my God. Okay. So not that I wanted her to meet a horrible fate, but had she gotten home, this could have been much worse, I imagine.
Yeah. So while in Johannesburg, herself, along with another passenger, was
Mm.
taken to a hospital in South
Okay.
Africa. And I think this was after she had been trying to like get on the flight. She was then taken to the hospital.
Okay.
The airline, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, said that she had boarded a flight to Amsterdam in Johannesburg on April 25th, but due to her medical condition, the crew would not let her fly. They're like, "You are unwell, you are
She's,
not flying."
ma'am, you look like you need to be in a hospital. And she's like, I need to be back home. And they're like, no, it's a hospital. Your skin is black and you're coughing up blood, ma'am.
Yeah. And health officials in the Netherlands did alert passengers from the flight as a precaution, since even though she was not on on the flight for very long, like there's a potential for exposure. And then our third fatality was a German passenger who died on May 2nd.
This is a long cruise. I don't mean to
So all
backtrack.
very recently.
I, I just, I just want to clarify. When I said skin is black, I meant like bruised. Like I didn't want to make that.
Oh,
I was thinking like skin that was like necrotic.
yes.
I just felt that that kind of came back to me in my head. And I'm like,
Oh,
that just sounded really bad. Like your skin. Anyways,
she was
okay.
bruised all over and necrotic.
That's yeah. Okay, you get it. Sorry. Okay,
So then,
so this has already been almost a month, and wasn't. I mean, I imagine this was only supposed to be like a week or so.
so the cruise, I believe, was like more of like a month long
Oh, okay. So they're
cruise.
still kind of okay. They're out for. They're currently out for a length of time that they were planning to be out there anyway. So they probably have
Yeah.
provisions, and fair enough.
And one other person was allowed to disembark the cruise, and I believe this was in Johannesburg as well, and was flown to Zurich in Switzerland to receive care, which we'll talk about more.
Oh, okay.
It is believed that this Dutch couple is our patient zero. Patients
Oh.
zero.
And just to clarify, the two that have already passed, they are the
Yes. So
okay.
our first and second fatality, the
Gotcha.
Dutch couple.
They okay, interesting.
And the Argentine government is investigating the possibility that the infection originated from them and that they caught this infection while traveling through southern Argentina and Chile on one of the days they disembarked the ship, did some traveling in the area, came back. They are investigating the possibility that they contracted the virus during a bird watching outage at a garbage dump
Oh
in
wow.
Ushuaia.
What? Like just when you had said bird watching, I was like, okay, there's liable to be like droppings and stuff, but like at a garbage dump?
And the reason they think it is there is because they did confirm their location there.
Mm-hmm.
And with this being a disease that mostly comes from like mice and rats,
Yeah.
it would make more sense that in a location with lots of garbage that would be contracted there.
Jeez, that I can't. I I've never understood bird watching just in general. Like if that's what you like to do, sure. Even if I was into it, I can't imagine any activity that I would be into that if someone told me like it's at this dump that I would just not be like, okay, I'm gonna sit this one out. Like even if it was dumpster
Yeah.
diving, I think I'd be like, no, I'm more comfortable with a small localized dumpster rather than the dump.
Yeah. I could not explain any of that to you or how that is the conclusion, but or what choices are made for that,
Sure.
but that
That was just a
is
bunch of details that I was not expecting to happen together, but
the
okay,
information that I got. How
fair enough.
accurate that is probably more questionable as it
Oh,
is a
okay.
developing story, but
I was going to say, how detailed is it? Do we know what birds they were watching for?
I do not.
Hmm.
But since the 11th, there have been 3 people who have died, and I saw a mix of how many other people are currently sick, and it was there's 5, there's 8. I'm like,
Okay.
which is it? So
Yeah.
potentially up to 8 other people who have contracted
Wow.
and shown symptoms of hantavirus.
Well, I was going to say, and that's potentially people who maybe are already infected and just like aren't showing symptoms yet. So it could even
Yes.
be more. Ugh.
And we're going to get into that because I have a whole thing
Oh,
explaining
ooh.
how exactly that would work. But there were several critical cases that were air evacuated to Europe this week.
Oh, wow.
And as of right now, the ship is off the coast of Spain. And I think they were supposed to dock in the Canary Islands. It's either today or tomorrow.
Okay.
And
Everyone in Spain
from
is just like, you
there,
guys stay out there.
from there, they're supposed to be allowing passengers to return home if they are medically fit to travel.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't know if that means that they don't have any symptoms of hantavirus and they're going to just like let them through if they're like, oh, their symptoms are mild.
Yeah, they seem fine. Okay, yeah, they're good.
But Fernando Calvijo, who is the regional head of government at the Canary Islands, he doesn't have any power to object what Spain is doing just because it it would be like Hawaii protesting what we do in the US
Mhm.
essentially.
Right,
He can say he doesn't like it, but at the end of the day Spain has all the power,
right, yeah,
which is unfortunate.
for sure.
But with that, I'm going to go through all of the cases that we are aware of
Okay.
that are being monitored. So that is in the Netherlands. So we had 3 passengers that were, I believe these are the ones that were air
Oh, right.
traveled
Okay.
back to Europe, which was a
They got
British
they got off the
national.
ship specifically to get flown
Yes.
some okay, gotcha.
So we have a British national, a 65-year-old German, and a 41-year-old Dutch crew member.
Oh, wow. Quite a diverse, group of people on this,
Oh,
cruise.
yeah.
It's a
And
European cruise, I suppose.
2 of them are in serious condition, while the third is not showing any symptoms, but is still receiving medical care as like a
Okay.
precaution. And officials in the Netherlands have said that 3 people started showing symptoms after coming into contact with an infected person aboard the aircraft.
Oh,
They're not sure how accurate that is since 2 of the tests for hantavirus have come back negative, with the third one still pending.
okay.
So, and I don't understand how exactly they test for it and how accurate any of that
Right.
testing is.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it is similar to like how you test for strep, where it's like, oh, if you're only testing for strep A, you're going to miss B through
Right.
whatever. If
Mhm.
you're only testing for strep B, you're going to miss A and anything else,
And
since
even
there's
yeah.
strep B through Z twice over.
Well, and I even remember during the pandemic, like the quick tests that we had got better and better, but especially early on,
Oh,
it
the
was
first few ones were not very good.
no, no, yeah, they were not great. So you're kind of
No.
like, I don't even know exactly what this means. Is this a false
Yeah.
positive? Who knows?
Yeah. So the Dutch media has reported that one person who went to Amsterdam hospital for testing is a KLM airline crew member who came in contact with the 69-year-old Dutch woman who did pass in South Africa
Okay,
about a
right,
month ago, or last month is about 2 weeks ago.
right,
And
very recent.
um if her test does come back positive, which I believe they are still waiting on the results for her test, she would be the first non-passenger of the ship to become infected.
Oh, oh, oh boy. We
So
yeah, which
hopefully not. I'm crossing my fingers for her.
yeah, we really because that would be kind of like the first spark of a potential like second pandemic, which I've
Yeah.
heard from a lot of authorities throughout the world that like we are not ready for that.
No.
Like even with COVID as like a dry run, so to speak, which it wasn't, it was a disaster. They're like we learned so much about how bad we are at this.
Yeah. So this brings us over to South Africa, where we
Yay.
have a British national who fell sick on board of the vessel and was transferred to a private medical facility in Johannesburg. And as of right now, he remains in intensive care, so in the ICU, and is the second confirmed case that is,
Oh boy.
I'd say confirmed, but has, obviously has not passed.
Well,
Who
and if
said
I remember
he is
correctly,
improving?
if I remember, I was going to say, if I remember correctly, critical is worse. Like, so ICU is like you're technically stable. You're not like healthy, but
Yeah.
you're you're in a place where you can like start to mend. Whereas critical is like you may potentially die like right now. So he's at least in like the
So,
like I think.
so what they do in the ICU is that is more intense cases of you are. in some sort of critical-ish condition. And if you're improving, you get to move out of the ICU and go elsewhere. But if you're in the ICU, you're being closely monitored because you're in intensive care. So I don't know if he's in a more critical condition or what exactly, but
Okay.
if he's improving, then there's hopes that he's going to be moved out of that unit and no longer contagious, hopefully.
God, I was gonna say they couldn't possibly let him out without knowing he's not contagious anymore.
Oh, yeah. So then we have in Switzerland, a passenger who returned to Switzerland after leaving the ship tested positive and is being treated in Zurich, which we talked about earlier.
And hopefully not
Then
spreading anything.
hopefully not. And then in the UK, we have 2 British nationals who left the ship at St. Helena. So that's when most of these passengers who are currently spread out versus on the ship is the group that left at St. Helena.
Gotcha. Yeah, is that the one that was like 20 people?
There's 30 people left at that point.
A number of them. Yeah.
So they left the ship on April 24th and are isolating at home as a precaution of being exposed, but
Okay.
as far as we are aware, have not shown any symptoms.
Good.
So that's good.
Yeah, that's okay. Slightly
then-
better news the further we go along.
Yeah. The UK Health Security Agency said that they are aware of 5 other British nationals who disembarked the vessel that day as well, and 4 others that are still on the ship that they are like keeping tabs on.
So that was kind of the thing I've been wondering. So this whole time, the ship is just continuing its excursion?
So they are, but they aren't, in that they are just trying to find a place to dock
Okay.
until they
right.
can figure things out.
Yeah, that was okay. That was the whole thing with the island off the coast of Spain or whatever.
Yeah, so like when they stopped in South Africa, they basically were like, you can't let anyone off the ship. No,
Right. Okay.
you can't dock here. We will take anyone who is in critical condition and needs like immediate medical care.
Mm-hmm.
No one is getting off the ship and going home.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now I have better context. Got it.
Yeah. And then there's a 7th person in the group from the UK that they know has left the ship but has not yet returned to the UK, so they're not really sure where that person is.
Oh my God. Well, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's wonderful. Also,
I've got a bit of a cough, but I'll be fine. I'm just gonna go off into the middle of nowhere with. But
Don't
oh,
mind
actually,
me.
yeah, I'm just gonna disappear into obscurity. Goodbye.
It honestly would not surprise me if they just like have them in account with one of those groups and they're just like not thinking about it.
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, but we have to find this person. And they're like seeing their name in either group and they're like, where are they?
Yeah.
I say that as an American where that would 100% happen.
Yeah, he's like lost all faith in like everything.
Yeah. So this brings us over to the US, going across the pond.
Speaking of which.
Speaking of which, the US Health Authorities, which
It still exists.
I'm questioning who that is exactly.
Right. Yeah.
RFK Jr. says that they are monitoring 3 people who previously disembarked and have returned home.
Thank
and
God leading us.
We have 2 residents in Georgia who are under observation and have no symptoms.
Hey,
which is great.
all right. Yeah.
And in Arizona, health authorities have confirmed that 1 individual who has returned home is asymptomatic,
Oh, okay.
as well as 1 in Virginia who is being monitored as well.
Good. Good.
There's also a passenger who returned to Texas, and we have no info.
There we go.
Are we surprised? No.
Texas. We just let him back in. That's fine.
That's like the most Texas
It does feel.
thing, I feel like. Well, I guess it depends on which part of Texas.
Yeah, that's true. if it was on the border, I feel like we'd have it locked down.
Yeah. So then in Canada, we have 2 people who are
Where's Canada?
self-isolating,
Oh, okay.
and then 2 in Ontario and 1 person in Quebec.
Oh, jeez.
Uh, one of those people, so of the 3 people in Canada that are
Yeah. Good fishing up there in that
self-isolating,
Quebec. Yeah.
they were not on the cruise, but they were on the same flight as the 2 Canadians who were
Oh,
on the ship.
I was,
So they're like, "I'm gonna be safe about it."
I was prepared for you to like talk about just how like good Canadians are and just being like, well, we weren't in contact with anyone, but we were gonna isolate anyways just to be safe, you know, like because we
Well, they
gotta.
were in contact with them, and they're gonna isolate just to
No,
be
that's
safe anyways.
I don't know why I had that in my head where it's like these two individuals we know are isolating themselves, but
And
they
that
weren't
3rd
involved in
person's
this.
just like, "I am isolating in solidarity."
Yeah, exactly. If they're gonna stay home, so am I. They're like, I just don't want to go to work. I
And
want
then
to
this
work
leads
from home.
us to our last location of France, and that 8 French
Oh,
nationals who were not on the cruise ship, but had been identified as having close contacts with a confirmed case, are
okay.
all self-isolating.
Oui,
They were
oui.
on a flight from April 25th between St. Helena and Johannesburg, so the same flight as one of the confirmed cases.
Mm.
And one person in that group is displaying mild symptoms,
Ooh,
and again, they are all isolating.
I have just a little bit of a cough.
It's just a little bit.
Yes, this is a
So,
it's not a big deal.
with that, it is very important that we talk about what exactly hantavirus is,
Okay,
how it spreads.
yeah, because I did look that up, and I'm like, we're probably gonna get to this, so I'm like, I'm not gonna
Oh,
launch into the
yes. Yes,
whole
yes, yes.
description. Perfect.
So, basically, this outbreak has raised questions as to how exactly is this transmitted? How deadly is it? Is this like a super virus? What is going on?
Yeah, is this the beginning
And
of another thing?
basically, this is a strain that they believe it is the Andes strain, which is uh I believe a version of the hantavirus pulmonary syndrome strain. I'm not 100% sure on that because
Gonna say,
that's the fun thing about viruses is they have all kinds of different variations and
yeah,
strains. It's great.
I certainly
They
do.
like to mutate and just go wildly out of control.
Yeah,
It's
it is
fine.
amazing too how like within just a few generations they can present like wildly different. It's like the same
Yeah.
virus technically, but yeah, it's a new strain and it's totally different somehow.
Well, it's why we have to constantly work on the flu vaccine because it's
Yep. Yeah.
always evolving.
Hmm.
So basically, what we know is that this is a strain that has previously been passed between
Oh,
people before.
okay.
And there's not tons of data to support it, I think just because I don't think it's been studied all that much.
Right. Generally,
I
any virus that we're trying to fight right now is new because, like, those are the ones that are going to get out of control because we don't know anything about them.
yeah. And as we mentioned earlier, people generally get hantavirus from contact with rodents, so rats and mice. You can get it from other rodents too, so like hamsters and stuff like that.
Or, you know, if you're bird watching in a pile of shit.
Yeah. But the biggest reason you will be exposed to that is when you are exposed to urine droppings or saliva and or saliva.
Right.
Could be all three.
Ugh. What were those rice? Rice mice? Oh,
And
geez, what were those rats doing?
it can also spread through a bite or a scratch, but that sort of transmission is very rare.
Right. Well, and yeah, we're not talking about like rabies, so
Yeah.
they're going to be
It's
running away from humans.
basically it's more of a risk when you're cleaning an enclosed area that is poorly
Mm.
ventilated. So like it's more common to see in like farming and forestry work, or if you are unlucky enough to do this, you're renovating a house and you disrupt
Oh
a
no.
rodent infesting dwelling or
Yeah.
like a nest, like a rat nest.
And then you're coming into their territory and they get angry.
Well, like going in and then cleaning it because it's like concentrated in that area.
Oh yeah, and you break it up like asbestos almost, and it just gets air.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know why I was comfortable with the rat bites, but I didn't even think
Yeah.
about the
Well,
yeah.
it's like if you find rodent droppings in your house, you should be cleaning it like with gloves.
Right,
And
yeah.
like if you can wear a mask when you clean that area just so that you're not inhaling anything. Because whether it's hantavirus or something else, there's other things you can get from that. But like that is what you are supposed to do when
Yeah.
you're like cleaning your kitchen and you're like, there's mouse poop under the sink. You grab some gloves and a mask and you clean
Yeah.
it for safety. And then
Oh.
you set some traps.
Yes.
So
Solving the problem.
of the strains that we are aware of, there are quite a few different ones. The most common is the hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HPS, which is most common in the Western Hemisphere.
Oh,
So this would be like
hooray.
the Andes strain
Mhm.
location. And it is mostly spread by deer mice. They're like little field mice.
Aw. I didn't know deer mice were a thing.
They look just like a little simple, like brown
Aw.
mouse. They
I
just
thought
comes into your home because it's winter and it's cold.
so they don't look like a deer. They're more
No.
they're more like the kind of mice that would manage an advice column in a newspaper because they would be start
Dear
with dear
mouse,
mice. Yeah,
my
exactly.
boyfriend cheated on me and I want to stab him in the throat. What should I do?
Yeah.
Love, Stacy.
Squeak squeak. Squeak
Oh,
squeak
sorry, you're
squeak
not
squeak
supposed to
squeak.
sign your real name.
Yeah,
Love,
you're
heartbroken in Seattle.
dear heartbroken in Seattle. Squeak 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 squeak. Squeak 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 squeak.
Message received.
Next. Yeah. Next.
And then our second, less common version of hantavirus is hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome,
Ooh,
so HFRS.
I feel like I've heard of that one.
So
Hemorrhagic.
they are a group clinically similar, caused by hantavirus, and they are mostly found in Europe and Asia.
Oh.
However, there is a third strain, and that is
Oh.
called the Seoul virus because they discovered it in Seoul, Korea, and
Yeah.
that one is just found worldwide.
Oh, I was I was thinking like soul music, but Seoul, South Korea. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta feel it deep down
So
inside.
we're not really gonna cover the Seoul version
Mhm.
just because I don't think it is truly relevant for this
Right.
one.
We're going
But we
soulless.
are gonna talk about HPS and HFRS. So for HPS, you can start showing symptoms anywhere from 1 to 8 weeks after first
Oh my
contact
god.
with
Oh,
an
okay.
infected rodent.
That's quite a like
It
germination
is a
window.
huge window,
Yeah, my god.
and I'm gonna list off the symptoms of this, and I would love for
Okay.
you to tell me what else this sounds like. This
Oh, no.
includes fatigue, fever,
Oh.
muscle aches, which are particularly in large muscle groups like your quads,
Hmm.
headaches, dizziness, chills, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. What else does that sound like?
It just sounds like the flu.
Yes,
Yeah, like why do so many of these things cause the same
they
problem?
all sound. It's always the flu.
It is. It's always the
It's
goddamn
a
flu.
fucking flu.
Get like be more unique. Jeez.
So then, this is where it does get more unique.
Oh no.
4 to 10 days after
Yeah.
initial symptoms appear, you can then have coughing, shortness of breath, and
Yeah.
tightness in the chest. So like more asthma symptoms.
Oh, okay. I was expecting it to get like way worse, but it's kind of a lateral move, it seems like. It's well,
Yeah.
maybe no more vomiting, or those are added on to your other symptoms.
So those are, I would say, added on to your other symptoms.
Okay.
So you're like, I already feel like crap,
Right.
and now breathing is hard,
Right. And now I can't breathe also.
which also still sounds like COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
at the same time. It sounds like COVID because you now have like
Wait.
the coughing, shortness of breath, and
Yeah.
like tightness. And this version has a death rate of about 38%,
Ooh,
which is
not,
not good.
not good. Yeah, it's honestly, isn't that worse than COVID even? Because wasn't COVID technically like 95% survival rate? Like it wasn't.
Yes, I was gonna say COVID was like a 1 to 3% death rate.
Right. But like if you were immunocompromised or something,
Mhm.
like it was, yeah, the danger was that it spread through healthy people and it would get to the people who were really compromised.
Yes.
But so this one just like on
And
average is 30%.
yeah, and the danger of COVID versus like a Hantavirus is that COVID was like way more airborne,
Mm.
spread very quickly.
Hmm.
Although I have seen, and I've seen this conflicting in different reports, that there is a chance that this could be airborne because of it passing from person to person.
Right. Yeah, it can like become aerosolized.
Yes, but they do believe that you have to be in fairly close contact with someone who has it. Like, that's why it would be like the Dutch couple, because one person passed it to the other because they're sleeping next to each other.
Right.
Although I then question why you would then let someone like that on a flight where you're potentially sitting very close to someone for the next several
Well,
hours.
because he's just got a cold. He's fine.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, we gave him a mask. It's all good.
So then the HFRS strain, this one, for anyone who knows what
What
any of like the
hemorrhagic?
breakdown of like the different words mean,
Hmm.
pulmonary syndrome is lungs, the pulmonary.
Ah,
Renal syndrome, that's your kidneys.
and and
So
and hemorrhagic is bad.
hemorrhagic
It's
usually means
hemorrhage.
bleeding. You
So
hemorrhage.
right. So those organs you listed are bleeding. The things
I'll
that
get
are
into it.
the things inside of them are coming outside of them.
Yes. So
God.
for this one, it typically you'll typically see symptoms in 1 to 2 weeks, but it can take up to 8 weeks to see any symptoms.
Oh my God.
And this includes intense headaches, back and
Oh,
abdominal pain, fever and chills, nausea, blurred vision,
oh my God.
inflammation or redness of the eyes, flushing of the face,
Already
low
choosing the
blood
first one.
pressure,
Oh my God.
a lack of blood flow, which can put you into shock,
Okay.
internal bleeding,
Oh,
and acute kidney failure,
it's so cute. That
which basically, depending on how intense this is, you start having issues with your vision, you're going to the ER, you're getting this caught pretty quickly.
oh, okay, that's a good I because I was thinking this one would be more fatal, but you make a good point where like the other one is more disguised. So you think it's like something that you're used to dealing with, and
Yeah.
then it kind of becomes more serious. Whereas this one's like, I'm bleeding from my eyes. Can I go to a
My
doctor,
eyes are
please?
bloodshot and I
Yeah.
cannot see well. Take
Yeah,
me
it's
to the doctor.
yeah. And I really need someone to
Yeah.
take me because I cannot drive.
So, and I don't truly know how accurate this is. When I looked up what the death rate was for this, they're like, oh, it's 5 to 15%. I'm like, well, if you're catching it a lot sooner and you're able to actually like act upon
Treat
those
it.
symptoms
Right.
before it gets worse, that would make more sense. The other one sounds like having the flu, so you're maybe not seeing the doctor right away.
Right, right. And it does make you wonder, like, what is the survival rate compared to them, like, assuming you get no medical attention? I wonder which one
Yeah.
would be more devastating. It sounds like the second one.
The second one, I would say,
Yeah.
it can take several weeks to several months to recover from.
Ugh.
At least the second one. I want to say the first one, it can take up to several weeks to fully
Okay.
recover. So, with that,
Yeah.
what we do know is that World Health Organization, WHO, has confirmed that the virus is on the ship and that it's the Andes strain.
Ugh.
And they're like, yeah, this is the one that can actually pass from human to human. And
Oh.
I know a lot of people have been very freaked out about that because they're like, this is one that only passes from like rodents. So like it's passing from rodents to people, and that's super concerning. They have known it for it to pass from people
Person
to
to
people for
okay.
a while. That's not a new thing that is happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And this version is also responsible for most cases of illness in South America, specifically in like Argentina and Chile. And it does happen on occasion in southwestern states like Arizona and New Mexico.
Hmm.
It's
It seems to like
just
dry
not
areas.
very common,
Okay. So it's
but
getting around. It's just yeah.
they do believe that it is a prolonged close contact kind of virus and not what they considered a pandemic kind of virus.
Right, like you were saying that it's there was a reason that we had to like wear masks and social distance because it's
Yeah.
like this is the kind of thing where if you're with someone on a bus for like 10 minutes, the likelihood of transmission is very low. Whereas
Yeah.
like with COVID, the whole bus could have it by like the next fucking block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they aren't as concerned about a global spread of the virus, but they are concerned. They are concerned, but they're like, oh, it's not going to be like COVID.
Yeah, it's like we're looking out for it, but it's like everybody just chill. It's
Yeah.
gonna be yeah.
And I do think that something we do need to talk about is that I've seen a lot of people talking about how they've seen videos and people have shared. They're like, "Oh, the cruise ship is so clean. Like, there's no way this could have started on the ship."
Oh, so the conspiracy theories are like starting to fly already.
Yes,
Okay.
that the only possible way this could have happened is that someone caught it not on the ship and they brought it onto the ship. But I do also want to remind people that if there were rodents on the ship, the crew is not going to tell you. It is
That's a good point.
it is similar to, like, being in a hotel where, like, if there is no obvious sign of anything, the person at the front desk isn't gonna be like, "Oh, by the way, we have seen a few mice around. Keep an eye out for that." They're not gonna tell you that.
In the same way that like they cleaned the sheets, but if you ask them for a black light to examine the sheets under, they're not going to give you one. So like no. You first
Yeah.
of all, you don't want to know. Like the
You don't
sheets are
wanna see
clean,
it.
but yeah, we can't get those stains out, but you can't see them anyway, and we're not giving
Yeah,
you a black
that's why the sheets are white.
light. Exactly, exactly. Very white.
Or, like, a hotel's not gonna tell you if they have bed bugs.
Right. That's a good point.
A cruise ship is gonna do the same exact thing. It is a
Yeah.
hotel boat.
It's yeah,
And
floaty hotel.
most of the time, if you are seeing any sort of rodents or any sort of pest infestation, you're not gonna see that front of house, you're gonna see it back of house.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And if you are just in like a common area, like sort of front of house place, and you do see that, you're in a bad position. That
Yes,
shit
you
is
are in a
out of
not safe
control.
environment, you need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
run. Yeet
Dive off
yourself
the
off the ship.
boat.
Sacrifice yourself to the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Please don't do that.
Wait for a nearby island and swim for safety. Again, yeah,
Yes.
don't do that. We are not having
So, yeah, you would hope that that is not what's happening on the ship because from what I understand, a lot of cruise ships do have very high cleanliness standards. That does not mean that they aren't potentially there.
right.
And
Yeah. They can
granted, I don't know what type of cruise ship the MV Hondius is or what their level of standard is compared to like a Disney cruise or a Viking cruise or any of that.
Right.
I don't have that information.
Mm-hmm.
So it is hard for me to say, and even then I feel like if there was, they're not gonna tell you.
And they're not going to tell the authorities, and they're not going to tell the news outlets.
Yes.
Everything's
And
fine, guys. Yeah, the ship. Look at the pics that were circulating online. It looks great. It's so clean. Everything's fine.
yeah, and it's one of those things that like there have always been like mice and rats on ships since like the beginning of time.
Yeah. Just
Because what do you not typically have on a boat with you?
mice or cats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The best
Things
pest
that get
control,
right. Yep. Other
which,
creatures that will hunt the mice. Yeah.
yes, which always just makes me think of going back to like the plague. It's the fleas
Mm,
on rats. Fleas
yeah.
on rats, fleas on rats.
Who's that? I don't know what that
Oh,
is.
did I not show you the video of like
I
the
don't.
plague, but to Hollaback Girl?
No. I thought you were quoting like an old-timey nursery rhyme, like
Oh,
Ring Around the
no.
Rosie,
I'm gonna
except it
link
was
this
okay.
in our bio as
Sure.
well.
Fleas on rats, fleas on rats.
It's the Black Death. I'm gonna share this with you
Let's do this.
so that you can also enjoy this with
Holla
me.
back, girl. There ain't no cure for that.
Please, please
Fleas
on
on rats,
rats.
fleas on rats.
Please on rats. Please on rats.
What do they look like?
My old roommate showed me this. And there's another one that they do that's King Henry and his many wives to Money, Money, Money by ABBA.
That's amazing.
And it's amazing. Yeah, I will send you the full link for this to
Okay.
watch because it's amazing.
That's very well done.
It is. And the thing about it is that it is also very accurate, which is
Oh,
like
yeah.
what makes it even funnier.
Do you still have it
Is that
open?
this is all historically accurate
Right.
information.
How old is that?
Um I can get you this in 16 years.
Okay, yeah, that's kinda what I thought. It just like, the quality of the imagery, like, it was still a very well done video, but I was like, "That
Oh
looks like
yeah.
old style YouTube."
It is
Six
old YouTube. It is. It truly is.
16 years. God damn.
Yeah. So that's,
Which then
it
is
makes
also
me think
like,
of the
that's
plague
how
and the fleas on the rats, and that's how the
Mhm.
plague was spread.
And Gwen Stefani was there.
And Gwen Stefani was there. She's secretly a vampire,
I was gonna say,
immortal.
she is eternal.
Girl knows what's up.
Mm,
So
indeed.
it's the thing that is like freaking people out the most is that um they're like, well, we have no idea how this is going to spread, like once people get home, this, that, and the other thing. And I think that is a valid reason,
Mhm.
especially because if you have someone traveling from Spain over to the US, you're going to be on a flight for probably about 7 8 hours, depending on where you are. It might be 6,
Yeah.
and that is pretty close quarters with someone if they do potentially have this or they're carrying it, and you're sitting next to that person for 8 hours. To
Yeah,
me, that
yeah,
sounds like pretty close contact because you are shoulder to shoulder
yeah.
with this person in a plane.
And that's why you don't talk to the person you're sitting next to. It just
Never.
opens it, yeah, it just opens you up to a potential contamination.
Yeah.
Headphones on,
So,
head down.
well, and then I also question if you knew that there was something going on, like April 11th,
Mhm.
why did you then let a whole group of people come back and invade it?
Yeah. You'd like to think that they were maybe not they were wrong, but you'd like to think at least that they were convinced that they had been quarantined and were fine. But it does make you
It's
think like
true.
they're on a ship. They're already as quarantined as people can be at sea. So it does make you think
Yeah,
like why would we let anyone off until we know exactly what's happening?
exactly. And
Yeah.
that is, I know I myself am asking that question
Mhm.
mostly because it doesn't make sense in my brain as to why you'd be like, oh, yeah, it's only spread this way. So let's let them get on a
Right.
plane
Right, exactly. Exactly.
so they can be in close contact with other people.
Well, you'd like to think too
And
that
it's
they
too
would
late because
have
we already sent some home. Oh
yeah,
no.
yeah. Well, and then that's the idea too,
Oops.
is like, well, we already broke the seal. We already let some people home. So, I mean, it's not fair for us to like not let these people go home. And it's like, but
Well,
we can't do that. And they're like, we're gonna
yeah,
do it.
and I completely understand going through like testing, you are making sure people don't have it and then sending them home.
Yeah.
Great. Fine. But also, the group of people that have already been sent home, some of them are showing symptoms. So,
Yeah, like it'd be one thing if you just had no idea what was going on, but like we know for a fact that shit's going on. So like what the fuck?
yeah. So, I feel like as I'm watching it, I'm like, am I watching another like pandemic slowly reveal
Yeah.
itself to
Right.
everybody?
Because it does feel sort of shockingly similar.
It does. It really does. And I know when I do that, I start to get very into the conspiracy theory of all of it, that it's like some things just feel intentional.
Right. And it does make
And
you wonder like why? Because anyone who's involved with like the medical side of this would have to be screaming like don't let them spread around the planet. Do not let them go. Like you could even understand like
like you get off the ship, you're
right,
quarantining in that area. You cannot get on a plane until we know
right.
2 weeks later you're fine or whatever.
Right, because like it would be understandable if like the ship doesn't have proper equipment or even
Yeah.
necessarily a way to quarantine. So it's like, okay, we need to get these people on this island, and then yeah, like there in a medical facility, we have to quarantine them. Don't let them fly back home. Definitely give them care. Yeah, I agree with like
Yeah.
we should
Well,
be helping
and
them,
I
but
think that's why it was so important for the boat to try to find a place to dock. Because then at
oh,
least,
okay.
like, if they are docked somewhere, if you aren't allowing people to leave the ship, like, because you're like, hey, you have to quarantine on the boat,
Yeah.
that's fine. You can have people bring stuff to you on the boat, leave it on like the doorstep or whatever. I don't know what the equivalent of that would be on a cruise ship. I've never been on a cruise, so I don't know. But you can give people the provisions
Right.
and all of that because they are docked. Kind of like, "Hey, we've door dashed the food. We left it on the doorstep for you to come and grab after we have walked away."
I think you're thinking pier. We've left it on the pier.
Yes.
I think. Unless you mean like the ramp. Rampart? No, wait. That's a tower thing. We're going to go with pier.
Pier. We
Wherever they're
left
done.
it on the pier deck for you to come and grab it. Hopefully a sea lion doesn't steal your food.
That would be amazing. That's the
Unless
plan. The sea lions have started this
they
plague.
start stalking the pier.
Yeah, they're like, soon our plan will be complete. They are door dashing all of the cruises. And then when they
Yep.
drop the food, you know how long it takes for them to get off the boat and actually get the food? Well, that's when we strike.
Well, it's like
McDonald's shall be ours.
that makes me think of in Washington, sea lions are considered like a protected animal
Oh
because the
yeah,
population had
I've
declined.
yeah, I've seen them. Yeah,
But now they are like, hey, we actually need help culling this specific area
yeah, they're
for sea
sassy.
lions because they are eating all of the salmon. They found where the salmon lived, and that is just
Oh
where they have
no.
then decided to go. And they're like, yeah, no, they're gonna kill the salmon population if we let them keep doing it. I'm like, that's
It's the
hilariously bad. But
it's
like
it's the
they are
fucking
smart enough
emu.
to figure that out. So they would figure that out on like the pier and like steal
Yeah,
food.
they're smarter than you think. It's the Australian emu problem all over again.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the few times that I've actually seen sea lions there, and what people told me about it is, like you said, they were protected, so you weren't even supposed to like shoe them or anything. And
Yeah.
they've learned, they've become sort of domesticated, but still aggressive, of like they know you can't do shit.
They're like,
So
I know
they're
you can't touch me.
yeah, exactly. So they just apparently like take over dock areas and stuff, and they're just sunning in the sun. So like
Yeah.
leave them be. But then you got people who are like, but that's my home. Like that boat is I need to get back to my boat. And the sea
Like,
lions are like, fuck you. Yeah, and
well, like,
go
it's
fuck
my boat now.
yourself.
Ha ha
Yeah,
ha.
yeah,
I live here.
yeah, yeah. They're just pissing on his
And they're
boat.
just like, I can't kick them out. I can't do anything.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
even yeah,
So
the like marine life authorities just like nothing we can do, bro. They're there. It's their boat now.
it's their boat now.
Yeah.
You've made the sacrifice and you have to deal with it.
Well, can I get compensated? No,
No.
no. Sorry.
Compensated? Huh. What is this?
It's yeah. It's not like it was what do they call that domain? But shit. When the government like takes your land, but they pay you for it. It's whatever domain. Eminent domain.
I have no idea.
Oh,
I am not the person to ask.
haha! I have found something that I know that you don't know.
Ooh.
You usually know everything. Well,
I usually
way
love when
more
that
than me.
happens because I get to learn something.
Well, then here we go. Yeah, eminent domain. It's the government's
Huh.
power to take private property for public use, provided that the owner receives "quote unquote" just compensation. So it's usually considered fair market value. So yeah, it's the idea that the government can't just take your shit, but they can take your shit as long as they pay you for it. Because I think it, and I
Well,
believe
then
they,
who determines the market value of it? Do they determine it?
I think so. I think
Oh,
I
we have
don't know a lot.
determined that this land is worth 5 cents.
Yeah. Well,
You're
right.
not
And I
them.
well, and I think that that kind of thing usually has a lot of red tape. So my
Oh,
understanding is
probably.
you can't
They
stop.
probably hire like an inspector and like a
Yeah.
land surveyor to determine
Yeah.
the
And they
cost of
right.
it.
And they have to I believe they have to demonstrate that like there is no other option for us to do whatever thing it is that we need to do. Like this is for the public good, but your house
Yeah.
is in the way or whatever. Yeah. And they're
Yep.
like, here's 5 cents.
Here is your singular dollar.
Yes, here's a penny. We don't even make those anymore. I'm sure it'll be worth a lot soon. Not soon, but you'll be dead
Yeah.
before it's worth anything.
So I am baffled about just like the whole thing with the ship because I'm like, okay, so you knew what was going on because even though you have like the whole like Morgan stuff, they do have like an assigned doctor and
Right.
like that so they can, although I don't know if they would technically have like a coroner or like an undertaker.
Oh, right.
I
And
because typically like the morgue on a cruise ship is more of like a holding
temporary.
place until they can disembark this person,
Yeah. It's not meant to be a,
which
a permanent solution.
no,
And I
no, but
imagine
I mean,
too
it's good
that,
that they have them for
well, yeah, oh yeah, for
whatever
sure.
instance arises, because otherwise that would be really unsanitary and so bad.
Well, and I've heard that flight attendants have also talked about how like Oh, yeah, we have whole procedures and stuff for bodies on planes because and they have whole secret codes and stuff because like it happens more than you think. And so like you've probably been on a flight where like it's especially if you fly often enough, you have almost certainly been on at least one flight where someone was dead. Someone was alive when you left and they were dead by the time you landed and you had no idea. No, like 'cause most most of the time it's
Certainly
not.
hope not. I
That's
am
just
not a
what I've
very
heard.
frequent flyer, so I feel like
I
that would
also
maybe not be me,
yeah.
but I will say there are probably tons of flights where there is, like, a body in cargo that you are not aware of.
Oh, yeah, yeah, probably, without
The
a doubt.
only time I have been aware of it was one of our flights from, I think it was Florida. It was a military member escorting someone home,
I was just
and they
gonna
had, like, a whole moment of silence on the plane for it.
yeah, I don't mean to laugh, I just, I was going to bring up this clip that I've seen a few times now, I don't know what movie it is, but it's Kevin Bacon, and he's doing exactly that,
Yes.
and I was just thinking, like, I wonder if that happens in real life, and it's like, you literally brought up the anecdote of, like, I didn't know that that was a thing, but there you
I've
go.
seen the clip that you are talking about,
Okay,
and
yeah. It's made its way around the internet, and I'm like, "What fucking movie is this?" I'm like, I didn't
I
have no
don't
idea
know.
because it's not A Few Good Men. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, there are so few movies where he's been like a suited up uniformed officer, and I'm like, not that I've looked into it. I'm sure. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking into it.
That was the next thing I was gonna say. Is I'm like, I don't know why I haven't
This
taken.
it was the top search. It's Taking a Chance. It was an HBO biographical drama.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it wasn't like in theaters or anything. It was just okay. That makes me
But
feel less.
still,
Yeah. How what does it say what year it was released?
2009.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was nowhere near having HBO at that point. It's just
Yeah.
weird to me that it's that relatively old of a film and it's I've never even seen clips of it until the last year, I think, and now it's come up in various feeds on different platforms like
Yeah.
10 times. It's good seeing
Yep.
though.
It's
Good stuff.
yeah. So my question for you is,
Yeah.
do you feel like we're gonna relive some version of like COVID again?
I am with just what we've talked about here, I'm willing to say no, only because even with what you've talked about, it still seems fairly contained,
Yeah.
but it is also very early days, and it seems like what I guess what I'm getting at is we know more and since we already lived
Mhm.
through it it feels scarier but I think the fact that we clearly seem to be tracking it a lot earlier than like anything else I feel like we will be more on top of it and just having been through because there again like the pandemic we went through is literally a once in a century kind of thing
Yeah.
almost to the year like versus the 1918 pandemic um and so like considering that we don't have a century between us this time,
Yeah.
this I feel like there will be a lot of buzz about a potential pandemic, but it will
Yeah.
be quelled and it will just sort of disappear and we'll never think about it again.
I would
That's
agree
my
with
hope.
that simply because of the fact that this is not a novel virus like the COVID virus was, and that
Mm-hmm.
it is one that doesn't transmit as easily.
Through novels.
Yeah. Yes. Jumps off of the page.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just it's so
Flies
good.
right out. You
Yeah,
put the book away.
that's why we invented Kindles because they're like, you guys, we got to get rid of pages. This
Yeah.
is in magazines. Yeah, we can't do this anymore.
Those viruses will get you.
Yeah, in those books, stupid novel viruses,
Yeah,
just
and
like
that,
serial killers.
like we were saying earlier, it's not like you're sitting next to this person on the bus and you're getting it, whereas, like,
Right.
with COVID, you sit in the car with someone for 5 minutes and you are now all contagious.
Yep. Yeah.
Yay. You hug someone and it's
Yeah.
and you've been exposed.
And you're dead. Like,
Although
and
I do think the traveling aspect, particularly with flying, is the part that
yeah.
concerns me more.
And fairly long distances, like from
Yeah.
the southern parts of was it South America to Europe.
Yeah.
That's a long fucking flight. That is
Or like
definitely enough
in
time for
South
contamination.
Africa up to Central Europe.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
long
It's a long time to be next to the same people. And I can say that having flown while being sick, it is generally not a fun experience.
yeah. I had an opportunity to go with a friend to they're I believe they're going to Hungary and then like be they're gonna kind of go across the land for like a week and then they'll fly out of Turkey.
Nice.
And I'm like, I'm finally at the point in my life where I have a passport. I actually have enough money for this, but I don't have enough time off. Like I've already designated all of my time this year for other things. So I
Ah,
was like, God damn, like one of these days I'm gonna use my passport. But it came
yep.
down to like from Minneapolis and even like with or without a connecting flight anywhere, it's like straight up 15 hours. And I'm like, I'm not like super disappointed because I was also talking because they're going to be there for like 10 days and that's
Mm,
including flight days. So I was like, I could maybe do like 5 days, but then I would still have like four of those five are just flying and
yeah.
there and back. And not that's without even taking into account jet lag. And then I would have to fly back and be jet lagged reverse. And so I'm like, yeah, this is not going to work out. But
Yeah. You gotta have time to get there, enjoy it, get
right.
back, and like at least have a day of recovery. Two is
Right.
probably more ideal.
Yeah, yeah. The older I've gotten, the more I'm like, yeah, I need it. I have finally gotten into the habit of taking one extra day. Like, no matter
Yeah.
what it is, like I'm taking one more day just for me to just relax and decompress. And yeah, so even with that, like, say I had enough days for the whole trip, I would absolutely need at least one recovery day, and I just don't have it. I was like,
Yeah.
damn it. But it sounds so awesome. They're gonna like do a road trip. They're gonna fly into Hungary and do a road trip to Turkey. And I'm like, that sounds fucking sick. But
That does sound nice. So that is all I have for you on
oh
our
god.
pandemic cruise ship, which is I'm calling it that because it feels like it could be the start of a pandemic, not
And
the pandemic.
right. And now I appreciate that it is only now that I truly understand what this episode was about. And also, I understand why, like, because I assumed I was gonna say sourdough, and you were just immediately gonna be like, "Oh, pandemic," and then I'm like, "Oh, we're talking about different occurrences." But
It made sense to me though.
okay, good. Yeah, we
Well,
got there.
especially because I feel like with cruise ships and something that is very rampant in cruise
Yeah,
ships
yeah.
is norovirus, which is a stomach bug that that is the one that'll just like wreak havoc through a ship.
Oh god.
Is that basically like everyone gets like what is essentially like a form of like food poisoning,
Oh,
but it's
and
a
that's
viral food poisoning, so it's not like from what you're eating.
it's just in what you've eaten, like, or it's or maybe
It's
not even from eating. It's just being spread person to person.
it's just being spread person to person because and like norovirus will go through like schools and daycares like that where like someone comes in with it and it's really bad in like daycares because kids are so germy.
Yeah.
They have the Gabriel calls it the germ shoot cough where they stick out their tongue and like curl it and they're like,
Yeah. Why do they do that?
I don't know.
It is weird, like, and I'm sure that we all did it as kids, but even when I was younger, seeing like younger kids in school doing that, I just had no memory of that happening. Like I just have
I
memories of people always telling
didn't
you to cover your mouth.
either,
Yeah.
but I mean, I also having young nephews that will like they will choose something, decide they don't want it, spit it into their hand, and then give it to you. And you're
Yep, I
like,
have I have experienced that too, and it's just like, I don't what the fuck? What? This is not a transaction. You
you're
asked
like,
for
well,
that. You wanted it. And they're
you
like,
wanted this fry. And they're like,
yeah.
not anymore, I don't.
Yeah, the number of times that you will see a kid be like, "I want chicken nuggets," and it's like, "All right, fucking A." And then you take the 2 minutes it takes to like heat up chicken nuggets, you bring it to them, and they're like, "I don't want that." And it's like, this is what you asked. You specified this. You didn't just say, "I want
Yeah.
dinner." You said, "I want chicken nuggets," and I brought you chicken nuggets. It's barely been time enough for you to even forget that you asked about them, and now you don't want them.
My favorite is when you give them something that they ate the day before, but because you're not eating it, they then will not eat it. And they're like, oh, I don't like that now. And you're like, you literally just ate this. Like you took a bite a minute ago. And they're like, I don't like it anymore.
There
This
is
is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listeners, thank you for joining us. If you have any recommendations for either pairings or topics that you'd like us to discuss, you can email us at peculiarpairingspod@gmail.com. You can find us on the app formerly known as Twitter at peculiarpairpod. You can find us on Instagram at peculiarpairingspod. And you can also find us on Patreon. And,
Yeah. We are all over the damn place.
and we're now on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Celine. It'll pop
Yeah.
them up and they look good and they sound good. So yeah, and if you don't have the opportunity or the means to like help us out on Patreon or something, whatever platform you're on, go ahead and give us a like or a 5-star rating and tell us that we're doing good.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
that's our
subscribe, follow, rate,
yeah,
any of it.
do all those things. So after after we didn't talk about the kind of ramshackled way that this particular episode has gone together because I was prepared for a different topic.
Yes.
Are we? Do we know what topic we're doing next week?
Yes. Next week, we are going with our regular programming of talking about the conspiracy of Princess Diana's death.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was like. Just wanted
Yes.
to make sure. Well, and it also makes way more sense now too, because you were like, oh, I'm just switching it at the last second because it's happening now.
Yes.
So that was the only reason I was confused. Is I'm like, well, why would she? But yeah, it's like you want to do the thing that is current.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's,
why are we suddenly switching to the pandemic cruise?
you're like, this doesn't make sense. Celine, this happened
Yeah,
several years ago. And I'm like, no, it is right now.
yeah. It was
As we
like,
speak,
okay.
things are developing.
Well, and they're gonna like I thought maybe new evidence of something has come to light, and it's like we
Oh,
got to
yeah.
talk about it. I'm like, yeah, so it's like, but I see it is literally a different pandemic happening on a cruise. So
Yep.
that was fun.
And
Well,
I will
thank
say, with all of that, I do hope that everyone who is on the cruise or have family members and loved ones on this cruise, I do hope that they all manage to come home safely and that no one else gets sick. That would be the best outcome, truly.
yeah, without a doubt. Hopefully, they can find a safe port, and everyone can get treated and be safe.
I hope so. That would
And
be best
for
case scenario.
yeah, and for the rest of our sakes, hopefully not spread
Yeah.
anything anywhere
Hopefully
else.
not start another worldwide
Yeah,
pandemic.
I mean, that'd be nice.
It would be nice.
Beggars can't be choosers, but if I had a choice, I'd say no pandemic
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, Celine, for the story, and thanks everybody for listening. And we'll see you
Yeah.
next time. Bye bye.
Love a good mystery that leaves you wanting more? Check out my podcast. Hi, I'm Kadra, the host of Perplexity, a mystery podcast. I tell tales every single week that have left me perplexed. You'll hear true crime cases, mysterious disappearances, learn about cults, hear baffling sightings of cryptids, chilling paranormal encounters, and even dark and weird history. I release new episodes every Wednesday, and you can listen anywhere podcasts are available. I'm also on Patreon, and you can even watch me on YouTube. Perplexity, a mystery podcast. Stories that will leave you perplexed.